Britain's leading magazine for the Amstrad CPC 464, 664, and 6128. Discovering databases. Create order from chaos with our pick of the organisers. Deflektor, master game, lasers, puzzles, and brain-twisting action. Bubble Bobble, cutesy arcade action with bubbles. Get Dexter II, the sequel to the Smash arcade adventure. Turn your 464 into a 6128, step-by-step guide to the simple transformation. Art takes to the wing, Parrotry Plus demonstrates some lovely plumage. Arcade champions. Renegade, Restan, the Warrior King, the latest hit coin-up from Taito. Lands that produce men of legend, Dragon Slayers, Lion as Shadow, Guardians of Evil, Fierce, fire-spewing sword, the axe he wields as swift as lightning. State-of-the-art programming makes a true simulation of the arcade hit for your home micro, if you say so. Enjoy superb graphics and realistic action as Restan takes on a world of dangers, magical wizards, fire-breathing lions, bats, snakes, skeletons, and finally the living dead. Is it more than you can handle? Renegade. In a knife-edge world of the vigilante, there is no place to rest, no time to think, but look sharp. There is always time to die. From the city subways to the gangland ghettos, you will always encounter the disciples of evil whose mission it is to exterminate the only man on earth who dares to throw down the gauntlet in their path, the Renegade. A breathtaking conversion of the arcade hit by Taito. Now for your home computer, with all the original play features. Play Renegade, play mean. I mean, Taito are the publishers. They're not developed the game, but they're... Psycho Soldier. More arcade magic from the SNK label. Psycho Soldier is tipped for the top of as your thirst for action and adventure takes you to even more strange worlds. Victory Road. Having survived the blood-sucking monsters of the first phase, you progress onto the actual road itself. This is where the fun really begins. You'll meet vampires, 2- and 3-headed monsters. The head will fly at you on its own, just when you think you are gaining the upper hand. Collect icons to build up the firepower necessary to fight off your aggressors. Action and excitement, all the way with this macabre and unusual game, which has an elusive extra something to keep you coming back for more. Okay, here's what we can expect in this issue. Front end reaction. Everybody shout, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore. Then write to us and we'll serve your furrowed brow. Helpline. Don't despair. Help is at hand. The helpliners can solve just about any problem. Go ahead. Make their day. Amscene. The news of the latest printers from Amstrad and Epson. All the forthcoming games and lots more besides. Databases. And Parrotry Plus. And more importantly, we've got the games. Deflektor, International Karate Plus. Get Dexter II. We've got a Mahjong game even. Bubble Bobble, Tetris. And then you got the Pilgrim with the games that we're not playing. Let's get serious. It's long been the case that the CPCs have been recognised as excellent games machines, producing superb graphics and sound. It also has an excellent reputation for being an all-round machine capable of anything from appliance control to digitising. A serious emphasis has been on the increase ever since the 6128 came out over 2 years ago. CPCs are now being put to more serious use than ever before, a trend that looks set to continue. As a word processor, it can deliver as much as the PCWs once teamed up with one of the excellent word processors available and a printer. Databases and spreadsheets are also widely available, as you'll have seen from recent issues. More specialised packages are also starting to appear, like the small traders pack from SD Microsystems and Stock Market from Meridian. The hardware side is also thriving with printer buffers, extra memory, teletext adapters, ROM boards, digitizers, sound add-ons, and lots more in works like hard disk drives. If you still aren't impressed, then let me remind you of a few other things the CPCs are good at. Desktop publishing packages, programming languages, educational software, art packages, MIDI, light pens, sign makers, accounting packages, comms. The CPCs are just as much value for money today as they've ever been. A hobbyist market is being established, similar to that which exists for the BBC. The difference is that the CPCs are even more versatile and can support a thriving games market as well as a burgeoning serious one. Personally, I think there's an even better time to own a CPC because of the massive amount of software support, particularly when you can find it all here in Amstrad Action. Whoa. Dexter II, Mekon's Revenge, Winter Issue 955. Yeah, we played that last time. Play Dan Dare, or the Mekon, as in this follow-up to Dan Dare, the Pilot of the Future, the game that was voted the Zap 64 arcade adventure of 1986 and was declared a crash smash, CVG hit, a Sinclair user classic, and a Sinclair mega game. Dan Dare, Mekon's Revenge is not to be missed, available from all good retailers or direct from Virgin Games. Screenshots from each system even. A Commodore screenshot, a Spectrum screenshot, and an Amstrad screenshot. Reaction. Desperate database. I decided to buy another piece of highly acclaimed software, Database Manager. Once again, I ventured to my trusty supplier who, after spending a small fortune on telephone calls, tracked down the elusive software house to an address miles from the one printed in your magazine. He was informed that the required piece of software was now unavailable. He still printed it in your Christmas gift guide. All was not lost. I could get the new updated version if I was prepared to do the following. 1. Wait until sometime in early 1988 for it to possibly appear on the market. 2. Pay an extra £10. James Hampson, Grange over Sands. If you flip the pages 30 to 32, you'll find At Last Plus, the enhanced version of At Last Database Manager, and 3 other popular databases. If the revamped repriced At Last doesn't appeal, maybe one of the others will suit your needs and pocket better. We've got an alien playing video games that humans are in. Attack of the Earth People. Interesting game, I'm sure. Who, what, when, where, how? I'm writing as if a few questions to ask. 1. If I buy Stop Press with a new Mark III mouse, can I use the new mouse with AMX Art, and will I get a new interface for the mouse? 2. Can I use a DMP1 printer to print out pictures from AMX Art? 3. Is the AA cheat mode book available in the shops? If the cheat mode book is not available in the shops, then I would be glad if someone out there had a spare copy to sell. 4. What is the adventure game that got the best overall percentage by the Pilg? And finally, 5. Why doesn't AA have a top 20 computer game chart? David O'Neill, RD, County Louth. I suggest you contact AMS for answers to questions 1 and 2. The cheat mode booklet isn't in the shops, and we don't have any copies left, so you'll have to rely on some kind soul writing in with one to spare. The Pilg's highest rated game was Lurking Horror, weighing in with 94%, and the highest ever adversary rating as well at 96%. We don't have a sales chart because it doesn't reflect the quality of the games, just sales. A reader's chart would be a better idea, but falling response to one we ran in the past led to its discontinuation. If enough people want it back, we may give it another go. What risk discs? Could you please tell me how error-free are discs when you load them? Because I'm fed up of waiting for about 5 minutes for a cassette to load only to find that it crashes. Does anyone have trouble loading discs? How long do they take to load? For example, Driller. What are the main problems with discs apart from the price? Hope you can help as I'm thinking of getting a disk drive. Paul Page, Solihull. Discs are still prone to corruption and crashing like any other storage medium, but you'll find they are infinitely more reliable than tapes. Where possible, a backup is a good idea in case anything does go wrong. Compared to tape, the CPC discs load in the twinkling of an eye, i.e. under 20 seconds usually. There are no other main problems apart from the price. Disk drives are expensive and so are discs, particularly when you consider game software in comparison with the tape versions. But Dad, you never know when zapping aliens might come in handy. Space Massacre. No, homework. These are weird looking aliens. I wish you'd give that Poltergeist game a rest. Woohoo. Wine tasting program. Takes all the fun out of it somehow. Yeah, all the fun is in drinking it yourself and getting drunk. Christmas cracker problem. I'm having loading problems with your Christmas cracker tape on my 464. The utilities will load okay, but the game of the duct gives all the impressions of loading, but goes to the end of the tape without doing anything. Can you give any hints or tips on loading difficult tapes in your great mag, J. Bart, Newtown? No problem. Here's a summary of what we said way back in issue 8. The tape deck in the 464 isn't as reliable as one might wish. The playback head can move out of line, and so it doesn't line up with the recorded track on the tape. This may result in read errors. If you do get problems, there are two things you can do. Firstly, you can clean the tape head and the pinch rollers that feed the tape onto it. Use a clean cloth with a dab of methylated spirits. Secondly, you can adjust the position of the tape head using a Phillips screwdriver. In front of the rewind button is a small hole. When play is pressed, an adjustable screw moves into line with the hole. By turning this up to a half a turn in either direction, you may well succeed in bringing the tape head more perfectly into line. Try a series of small adjustments in one direction, and if that doesn't work, try the other direction. If you do this while a program is loading and have the volume turned up full, you can also listen to the speaker at the back of the tape deck and judge when it is loudest and crispest. This process is known as adjusting the azimuth and does not invalidate your guarantee. However, you should take care lest you move the head out of position. Make sure you know how to get it back to its original position. Also, be careful not to press stop while the screwdriver is still in position. Remove it first. Mixing modulators. I have a CPC 464 with speech, SSA1, and Trojan light pen. I would like to get a 6128, but I'm not allowed to sell my 464 because my sister wants it. Would it be possible for me to buy a 6128 with a modulator and give the modulator to my sister with the 464 keyboard so she can use it on her black and white portable TV? And I can use the 464 monitor with 6128 keyboard. If so, how much is a 6128 with modulator or 6128 keyboard on its own? Wayne Lewis, Sutton Coldfield. Unfortunately, you can't. The modulators and monitors are built specifically for the two machines. The 464 monitors, both colour and green screen, have no power supply for the 6128's built-in disk drive. Yeah. People asking for help, or offering help. Comsoft appointed Amstrad business computer dealer. They're selling games, because of course all the business types want to play their games. That's why 2/3 of their thing is games. Amscene. Micro movies. Software giants Mirrorsoft, with titles like Strike Force Harrier and Spitfire 40 under their wing, have lended themselves the distribution rights to the next 6 titles in the Cinemaware interactive software range. Microsoft have already been exclusive UK distributors for Cinemaware's first 4 products: Defender of the Crown, SDI, King of Chicago, and Sinbad, and the Throne of the Falcon. None of these titles have yet appeared on the Amstrad. However, Defender of the Crown, which has clocked up huge sales in other formats, is currently being developed for the CPC by Ubisoft in France. Defender of the Crown is a medieval strategy game in which the personality of any of the 4 characters may be controlled. The objective is to reunite England by capturing all the territories of the other characters. The game has been received with such enthusiasm on other computers because of the staggering number of beautifully designed locations. Ubisoft in France told us they were hopeful that the product would be ready for scrutiny by Microsoft in early March. So far, Ubisoft haven't encountered any programming hitches, but due to the program's huge size, it is likely to appear on 2 discs. Pat Bitton, marketing director at Microsoft, was unable to give a firm release date for Defender of the Crown on the Amstrad. However, Pat stated that a price of around £15 will be set, and due to the massive playing area and number of screens, a cassette version is unlikely. We shall wait and see how Defender of the Crown is received before deciding whether to release another Cinemaware products on the Amstrad, enthused Pat. The same applies to the first 2 of the promised 6 new Cinemaware offerings, Three Stooges and Rocket Ranger. Yeah, nothing else appeared after Defender of the Crown. That's all you got. Advance into the future. Digital Integration have turned their attention to Flights of Future Fancy with their latest simulation called ATF, Advanced Tactical Fighter. DI have an exceptionally good record of producing accurate simulations and are fascinating to play, like Bobsleigh, Tomahawk, and Fighter Pilot. As far as we know, the aircraft the game is based on doesn't actually exist. The Pentagon may know different, so DI are really getting ahead of the crowd. The craft is packed with high-tech weaponry and devices and flies over a 3D relief landscape. Should be one to watch for when it comes out at $8.95 on cassette and $13.95 on disc. Taking the Mickey. Gremlin Graphics have signed a deal to bring the world's most famous mouse, Walt Disney's Mickey Mouse, to the computer screen. The Mickey Mouse Project, as it's called at the moment, is still at the early stages of development, so details of the game are still sketchy. At present, the storyline is that Disney Castle has been invaded by 4 evil witches who serve the Ogre King. They've stolen Merlin's wand and they cast a spell so that the Ogre King can reign supreme. The wand was then broken into 4 pieces, and each witch was given the task of guarding the piece in a tower around Disney Castle. Mickey has been chosen to recover the wand and defeat the Ogre King. That sort of scenario sounds like it would produce an arcade adventure with some zapping elements thrown in, but we'll have to wait a while for more details. Budget Gargoyles. The much acclaimed arcade adventure by Gargoyle Games are to be re-released as budget titles. Gargoyle gained the exceptional reputation for games from a handful of titles like Dundalak, Marsport, Tierna Nog, and Heavy on the Magic. All these games, along with Swevo's World, will be appearing on the Racket label at £2.99. There's also the possibility of a disc compilation of 3 of the titles, but at the moment Houston publishers of Racket are undecided on that. Cuchulainn is the star of both Tierna Nog and Dundalak. He's a large, beautifully animated figure wandering around a Celtic landscape, using the objects that he finds so that he can complete his quest. Marsport was the first game in the Siege of Earth trilogy. Unfortunately, the other 2 games never materialised. The setting was futuristic this time, but the style of play was very similar to that found in Cuchulainn's adventures. Swevo's World was a game similar in style to Knightlaw, only there was more humour in it. Heavy on the Magic was an animated graphical adventure. You control Axel the Able in his attempts to escape from the dungeons beneath Culloden's Pile. This is the first time that Tierna Nog has been available in the high street shops, before it was only available from AA via the mail order department. All of the games will be released during February and March at £2.99. They show the box art from the Spectrum version, as you do. Self-assurance for 88. London-based eInsist, renowned for their Ian Key typing tutor, have announced PEP, Personal Excellence Package. PEP is badged as a self-assessment and improvement package. Basically, it will tell you everything you wanted to know about yourself. Like what is your intelligence quotient? What is the best time of day for you? What do other people think of you? PEP provides 16 challenges to test and stimulate your brain. Although it is meant primarily as a self-assessment package, Insists say that the program is of a high enough standard that it can be used for personnel selection. Only 6128 owners can reveal the truth about themselves, as PEP runs under the CPM Plus operating system. PEP is available on disc at $24.95, direct from eInsist that costs $24.95 plus $2.30 postage and packing. More from eInsist. New mouse. Manchester-based Siren Software have released a mouse and interface with bundled software. The mouse and interface are available with Cherry Paint, a Mode 2 art package, for $49.99, or with Micro Design, a desktop publishing program reviewed in issue 28, for $64.99. CPM Plus from CPC. Owners of upgraded 464s and 664s can obtain a copy of the CPM Plus operating system from CPC Limited of Preston, Lancashire. For a long while, it has been the subject of confusion as to whether users might legally obtain a copy of the operating system, as CPC Limited are the only company in the United Kingdom licensed to sell and distribute Amstrad computer spare parts. There is no problem in this department. This is excellent news for anyone upgrading the 464 to a 6128 as described in this issue. Now you can obtain CPM Plus to go along with it without resorting to underhand methods. CPM Plus retails for £20.04 on disc. CPC Limited, okay. 4.6. The cricket program designed for compiling cricket statistics mentioned in the December issue has been knocked down to £12.95. Russell Barton is the man to speak to. New releases. Activision. The US-owned software giants have no less than 6 new games on the way. Championship Sprint, Predator, Burr? I guess it's Hunt for Red October, I guess. But, yeah. GB Air Rally, and Karnov. The rather inappropriately named September, just September, is a board game that was brought up on a Greyhound bus as it zigzagged its way around the US of A. The concept is that of Denny Kishon, who found himself with a lot of free time, in between jobs, don't you know, and used it to develop the game. The object is to construct a line connecting one side of a playing area to the other. If Danny gets stuck in some traffic jams, there's no telling what he'll come up with next. Predator is based on the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie of the same name. In both the movie and the game, he's up against not just human opponents, but the lethal alien Predator. It's a horizontally scrolling shoot 'em up in the mold of games like Green Beret, with a 3D element thrown in, and loads of screens to battle your way through. Championship Sprint is the follow-up to Super Sprint. There's a difference this time, because you can design your own tracks and then race around your own creations. That addition could well extend the life of an otherwise quite simple arcade game. The Corporation is a strategy action game set in the year 3026 AD. You play the part of the commander of a deep space robotic mining team out to get a rare Minorthian crystal from an asteroid. You have a competitor who also wants the crystal. Time is short because the asteroid is on a path that will lead to destruction. GB Air Rally is a racing game in which you take control of a GB, a 1930s plane that was very fast, dangerous, and guaranteed to thrill. There are 16 courses of varying difficulty for you to race around. Finally, there's Karnov on the Electric Dreams label. It's a coin-op conversion, and you play a fire-breathing Russian who's searching for the lost treasure of Babylon. Entry number 1973 in the plausible plots file. There are 9 levels filled with strange monsters for you to avoid. All of the games cost $9.99 on tape and $14.99 on disc. Championship Sprint and Predator are out now. The others will be available soon. Gremlin. Blood Valley is a new Gremlin game based on the fantasy books of the same name by Mark Smith and Jamie Thompson. The books are in the Duel Master series, where 2 players take part in a role-playing adventure. They're the book equivalent of our own computer adventures, but the game is going to be more concerned with the arcade side. The computer game is nearing completion, so blood should be flowing down your valley shortly. Gremlin are also bringing out a 3rd mask game. It's called Venom Strikes Back. This time Matt Trekker's son has been kidnapped by the forces of Venom and is being held to ransom. It costs $9.99 on tape and $14.99 on disc. The Druid Strikes Back. Firebird are about to hit the market with the sequel to Druid and the conversion of the Flying Shark coin-op. The Druid sequel is called Enlightenment, in which you again control Hasranax the Druid. You're attempting to rid the land of Balorn of Akamantor. You're accompanied by an old friend, the Golem, who also some new chums, Wisp, Phoenix, and Kraken, representing the other 3 elements of air, fire, and water. It's out now and costs $8.95 on cassette and $14.95 on disc. The arcade version of Flying Shark, licensed from Taito, is flapping its fins about in the shops now. It puts you at the controls of a small fighter aircraft in a vertically scrolling shoot 'em up. Costs $8.95 on tape and $14.95 on disc. Firebird Budget also has a couple of new titles out, Warhawk and Warcars. Warhawk is a shoot 'em up set in an asteroid belt with hordes of aliens waiting to be slaughtered. Warcars is a racing game in which you have to find flags around a large network of roads. Also included is a course designer that lets you design your own tracks. Both are available now. Warhawk costs £1.99 and Warcars is £2.99. Outlaw Trolls. Outlaw Productions are to release Troll, their first game on the Amstrad. Bet you can't guess from the title who you play in the game. You're trapped in the netherworld of Nark, with lots of goblins to fight off. An unusual feature is that if things get too hectic on the floor, you can somersault onto the ceiling and carry on fighting upside down. We look forward to taking a sideways look at it when it's finished. Laser Tag's Chaplin. US Gold have 3 very different licenses appearing soon, based on Charlie Chaplin, laser tag toy guns, and the coin-op Shackled. In the role of Charlie Chaplin, a silent movie star, you get to make your own silent movie. Can you capture the humour, slapstick, emotion, and heartache of a Chaplin classic? Can US Gold? The computer game of the popular toy laser tag is also nearing completion. The toy allows you to play cowboys and Indians, that's what it was when I was a kid anyway, with body targets that completely destroy those delightful game arguments. You're dead. No, I'm not. You missed me by a mile. It will all end in tears, you know. You're a rookie cadet at laser tag training school, and your objective is to reach the rank duelist. Shackled is a coin-op conversion in which you search through prison to find your comrades. There are 112 levels to fight your way through. A second player can join you to give a better chance of success. All 3 games cost $9.99 on tape and $14.99 on disc. Spreadsheet Mix-Up. In issue 29, we published an article on spreadsheets, Spread a Little Happiness. Unfortunately, things turned out disastrously wrong. All the good news, bad news boxes are in the wrong place, and the address for Audiogenic Software, publishers of Matrix, is incorrect. The first good news box at the top of page 30 belongs to the Cracker Review. The second good news box belongs to First Calc. The third box to Master Calc 128, and so on. Each box has been shifted 1 review up. Audiogenics, Matrix was we stated that Matrix was a disc-only product. That is not so. Matrix is now available on cassette at $29.95. Those responsible for the mix-ups have been forced to play Roland on the run till they begged for mercy. DIY war games. PCS has released Firezone, a 21st century war game in their war games series. It plays and looks very similar to Battlefield Germany and Sorcerer Lord, probably because they're by the same author. Not only do you get the game, but there's a bonus for all you budding wargame designers, a design program that lets you create your own scenarios. It costs $12.99 on tape and $17.99 on disc. He's back! Get Dexter II! Get Dexter II is the winning 3D arcade adventure that you can't do without. A new stupendous Get Dexter adventure. Ooh. You have to uncover the extraordinary secret of the Temple of Antennae by negotiation, battles, and seduction. An unbelievably wondrous world of excitement awaits you. 3D graphics, animated humanoids, robots, live animals, and lots of traps, gags, and puzzles. But I haven't finished. Where's he off to? Tell the others. Distributed by Infogrames UK. All the screenshots are Amstrad. Lots of nice programs from Anna. The official Amstrad user club. It pays to belong. Club members always save. Who's a pretty boy then? Will Treasure Island's updated art package get Richard Montero on the flap? Poetry Plus, Treasure Island, 1999, disc only. Back in March 87, issue 18, we reviewed Poetry, a graphics package with a difference. Since then, Poetry has joined the ranks that sprouted a plus. Poetry Plus is unlike any other art package. It is unique in the manner in which graphics are designed and displayed. Poetry remembers every brushstroke and later can redraw your picture parrot fashion. The advantage of this system is twofold. The screen is not static. As with standard graphics screen, an amount of disk space used is considerably less. Any picture produced with Poetry may be redrawn from within your own basic listings, which is a nice touch. Of course, if you do prefer static pictures, the design may be saved as an ordinary screen. The house that Polly built. ABC, Treasure Island, $12.95, disc only. Carrying this package comes free when you purchase both Library and Poetry Plus discs. However, this is likely to change towards the beginning of March. ABC is an educational demonstration program following in the wake of Poetry. It is aimed at young infants and helps them associate letters with pictures. Poetry Plus Library, Treasure Island, $9.95, disc only. This contains a character set and a handful of maps. These can be merged with other Poetry Plus files. The intention is to save you hours of repetitive design. Here's the box art. Supplied on disc for the Amstrad CPC 664 and 6128. What's new? The original Poetry sold for $12.95. The Plus version is £7 more. What exactly do you get for the extra pennies? Mode 2 drawing is now acceptable. Circle routine improved. The whole screen can be used. Previously the bottom line was gobbled by the menu. A new section, data handling, has been added. This has been explained elsewhere in the review, but put simply, it allows you to modify parts of the design. For example, invert, rotate, and delete areas. If you decide to pay an extra £6.95, the package as a whole becomes much more worthwhile. You get 2 extra discs, the library disc, as a handy plotter dump routine. Not to mention a character set and other useful designs. ABC on its own makes it worth paying the extra. Good news! Different from usual graphic packages, pictures may be redrawn from within our own basic programs. File size of screens are for less than standard. File size of screens are far less than standard. Bad news, Poetry Plus on its own offers little more than the original. No screen dump routine provided with the program. Words work. Yeah, more word processors. Sure, we all want to know how to use our word processors. Absolute beginners. Third in a series of articles taking you from complete ignorance to complete mastery of BASIC. First bites. So hexadecimal horrifies you. We have the solution in this section devoted to the novice machine code programmer. All about binary maths so far. Next issue, you talk about the colours. That's in BASIC, of course. Hackers only. Previous issues, we've published routines for printing numbers to the screen in decimal and hexadecimal. This month, here's another useful print routine. It takes the contents of the accumulator and prints at the current cursor position. The result is an 8-digit binary number. Entry condition. Here's your little machine code program. Hot tips and problematic. My first problem concerns several of my games. When I play them on my 6128 with green screen, they play very slowly. However, when I run the same games on my cousin's Color 6128, everything works much faster. Can you account for the speed difference? The second problem is my sound chip. Every so often, when I turn my computer on, it emits a strange crackly hiss from the speaker. All the sound in games is then quieter than usual, sometimes non-existent. I loaded Interior from cassette, and the title tune began to play. I plugged in a joystick, and all sound ceased. The only cure I can find for this problem is to turn off the machine and leave it off for over an hour. What is wrong? Stephen Trimmer, Broadsteers. Your problems are connected. The AI38192, better known as the sound chip, has two uses in the CPC machine: keyboard interrogation, including joystick, and sound generation. I say, Stephen, that the machine doesn't emit any sound, or very little, when you switch on. Do you have the joystick plugged in? I suspect you do. Joysticks are notorious on the Amstrad, and although it hasn't been proved, some can damage the CPC's sound chip. The reason seems to be that the joystick supplies 5 volts on a pin which should have no voltage. If your sound chip hasn't been damaged already, I suggest removing the sound joystick and not using it again. It will cost you around £20 to replace the AI38192. Not cheap. Yep. Yeah. Avoid those joysticks that have auto fire. Auto fire doesn't work anyway. .464 plus 40025 equals 6128. Step-by-step guide to converting a 464 or 664 into a 6128. Proviso: your Amstrad's guarantee will be invalidated if you decide to undertake these modifications. Do take care when poking around your CPC's insides. After all, we can help you if your screwdriver slips. If you are at all unsure of what you're doing, seek expert advice or take your computer, the bits and pieces that need fitting, in this article to a reputable computer repair shop. The technician should be able to do the job in no time at all. What they charge you for it is another matter. Arkanoid: Revenge of Doe. Eons have passed, yet despite apparent annihilation in the original Arkanoid game, dimension-controlling force Doe has come back to life, and occupying the huge spacecraft Zarg has entered our universe. Arkanoid-type spacefighter Mixtech runs through long-forgotten computer data until it finds the answer to this threat. Vols 2 is launched and speeds towards the threatening alien presence before it can extract its revenge, the revenge of Doe. Adding to the fun and excitement of Arkanoid, all new features include exit choices to vastly increase the screen options, many extra Vowels effects, multiple shots, and a secret additional alien to contend with. This adds up to the most thrilling reaction game since Arkanoid, but with so many improvements, you just won't be able to stop playing. Game set. and match. Steve Davis snooker. Colossus chess 4. Colossus bridge 4. It's a Colossus 4 bridge. Who knows? Colossus Mahjong. Actual proper Mahjong game. Not those tile matching nonsense. Colossus bridge. The greatest strength is a sheer range of practice and cheat options. He's made Colossus the best bridge practice program yet. Cheat options. Colossus Mahjong. This computer version of the ancient Oriental game includes 3D graphics, 9 levels of intelligence, and a tutor, which is a worthy member of the Colossus series. CDS Software Limited. Brian Clough. Football Fortunes. The balance achieved is just right, making for a great family game. So that's the one of the board game, isn't it? Buy any of these games below and get Steve Davis snooker on the same format. Free. Colossus Mahjong, $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc. Colossus Chess 4.0. Here you go, 4.0. $9.95 cassette, $13.95 disc. Colossus Bridge 4.0, $11.99 cassette, $14.95 disc. Brian Class Football Fortunes, $11.95 cassette, $14.95 disc. Please allow 14 days for delivery. Discovering databases. Why do I need a database? You have a vast collection of interplanetary dust particles, each lovely filed into its own little plastic bag, and wish to catalogue them, to bring some order into their chaotic existence. But how do you go about it? How should each piece of dust be categorized? Using pen and paper, you can scrawl that. But that just covers one particle. You would need to do the same for every bit of dust in your possession. To make things easier in the log run, each particle would be written up on a separate slip of paper. You could use a card box or card index, a system where cards containing data are arranged systematically. Yeah, that's how databases work. What is a database? In its simplest form, a database is an electronic or computerized card box. Anything that might be kept in a card box, such as an address list, book catalogue, or details of component parts, can easily be stored in a database. With a card box, it is possible to sort all the entries alphabetically or by date order. In fact, in any way you wish. The same is true for a database. Only it takes seconds to sort rather than minutes or even hours. The advantages of a database, and there are many, include speed, large storage capacity, and powerful printing options. Random access database. Maneuver Systems, $29.95, disc only. Good news. Good range of mathematical operations. Dual 40 and 80 column display. Comprehensive formatting options. Bad news. Can be slow to respond to key commands. Version tested was not 100% error checked. Oh no, it's buggy. Ultra Base. Debug Soft. $14.95 tape. $17.95 disc. Rather than using virtual memory disk space for storing record data, Ultrabase keeps everything in the computer's memory. This proves limiting in the amount of information that can be handled. Oh no. Good news! Fast sort and search. Cheap and easy to use. Bad news! Limited data space as everything is memory resident. Fixed record format. At Last Plus. Rational Systems, $39.95, disc only, CPM Plus only. 18 months after its conception, At Last, reviewed in issue 18, has been revamped, repriced, and rebadged. Yay. This is mentioned earlier, I guess, in that letter. Good news! Data capacity restricted to disk memory. Fields can be split into elements. Powerful report generator. Bad news! Calculated fields still aren't possible. Master File 3, Campbell Systems, $39.95, disc only, 6128, or expanded 464664. Good news! Supports parent and child files. Vast range of screen layouts possible. Fast! Bad news! Limited arithmetic functions. Creating report formats is tricky. We've got Mini Office 2, database, $14.95 tape, $19.95 disc. Just in case you want something cheap, I guess. Teletext, a world of information at your fingertips. Communicate better with the Cage Comms ROM. Produced by enthusiasts for discerning few data users. The complete ROM. Oh, here we go. We've got a review of it. Even the Cage Comms ROM. Amsterd's Cage. 3450 ROM only. Amstrad CPC owners have never been oversport when it comes to the quality of view data communication software available. Now, at last, someone has come to our rescue. Dave Gorski and Ian Hoy have produced the Cage Comms ROM, designed to put Amstrad owners back into the limelight. The manual, a 60-page offering, is written in an informal, friendly, yet comprehensive style. The ROM can be fitted as a direct replacement to the two Honeysoft ROMs that are in the Amstrad Pace RS232 interface, or KDS modem, or it can be fitted into a ROM expansion box. Once a ROM is running, you are presented with a main menu which consists of 6 options. Okay. So the good news, best comm software for the CPC. Handy tagging feature saves lots of key presses. Offline editing of frames possible. Bad news, pricey considering it doesn't include the ROM board. Taking stock, clutching his Filofax, a bona fide yuppie Pat McDonald tries his hand at stocks and shares. Stock market Meridian Software $29.95, disc only. It's a stock market program. Good news, very easy to input data and amend it. Of genuine use as a home, business and education tool. Well produced, has a good feel to it. Bad news, subject is not the easiest to grasp. Another program needed to make a copy of the graphs. Disk transfer, Speed Trans Plus. Goldmark Systems $12.99, disc only, 128K machines only. This basically is specifically for Speedlock games. Good news, program does everything it says it can. It's hard to make a mistake when using it. Bad news, can be used for small scale piracy. It's not cheap considering the alternatives. Camel on the menu. WOPS. Camel Micro $14.95, disc only. Back in issue 24, we reviewed a product from Advanced Memory Systems, Max, which is based on WIMP systems. Camel Micros, who have been quiet on the CPC front for the past 18 months, have released a similar package. The acronym WIMP stands for Windows Icon, Mouse and Pointer. The mouse is an input device and is used in preference to the keyboard or joystick. WOPS doesn't work with a mouse at present, however, this option is promised for later. Oh, so it's a whip thing instead. WOPS, Window Operating System, replaces MS-DOS and is basically a disk management utility in the same vein as Discology and Oddjob. I'm sure Discology is probably a bit more sophisticated. Good news, program can be run by clicking an icon. Drive is constantly scanned. Print out of screen or file is very easy. Bad news, confusing layout. Too much keyboard input required. Poor, unhelpful manual. Basic word processing. More word processing! Exactly what I want to see. Limited edition, Gauntlet and Gauntlet 2. More than 1,000 different screens. US Gold, all American software. Only a limited number of special collector's game packs will be manufactured. Siren Software. Master Mouse. Where's the sideways? AMX mouse compatible. Okay. So let's get an AMX mouse then instead. Here we go. We got to the reviews finally. Finally got to the reviews. Action test. Original concepts come to the fore again this month, proving there's always someone ready to go against the tide of licenses. Deflektor was the first game to come out of the tie-up between Vortex and Gremlin. It features mind-warping puzzles involving lasers and all sorts of optical devices. Geek Dexter II looks to capitalise on his predecessor's success, packed with new features and missions for Dexter and his faithful Podocephalos sidekick. It's got 1 foot, basically. I'm sure that's what it's supposed to mean. The arcade divisions have a mixed month. A nice job has been made of Bubble Bobble, but Outrun gets a decidedly cool reception. All this plus Tetris, Mahjong, and much, much more. The first game is International Karate Plus, by System 3 and Activision. $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc, joystick or keys. According to the adverts for this game, I'm going to end up flat on my back. The reason is simple. I'm going to call it a sequel to International Karate. IK was reviewed back in issue 13, when everyone was beginning to get a little tired of combat games. If anything, combat games are getting more and more boring, but companies keep on tuning them out. The scenario is non-existent. All you need to know is which way to move the joystick in order to deliver the appropriate blow to your opponent. The differences between this and IK are 3 fighters on the screen at a time, some new moves, and much improved graphics. It's in fact a completely new game by different programmers. There are 2 stages to the game, combat rounds and ball dodging rounds. During the combat round, there are 3 fighters on the screen rather than 2. The extra opponent makes the game more difficult because you have to watch 2 fighters at a time. The fighter that finishes the 30-second combat round in 3rd place is out of the game. Computer opponents always stay in the game, but they are encouraged and improved by the judge when he appears. In the 2-player game, though, the 2 humans could gang up on the computer opponent so that they stay in the game longer. As with nearly all combat games, you select the move that you want to do by a combination of the fire button and 8 joystick directions. The more common moves are accessed without the fire button being pressed, and some of the more elaborate moves with it pressed. A backflip has been added, and this is a nice smooth maneuver that takes you away from the action. The ball dodging part of the game is a bonus stage that appears after every 2 combat rounds. In this, you stand in the centre of the screen with a small shield in your hand. Balls bounce on the screen and at different heights, and you must deflect them with a shield. The speed of the balls increases with each one that you deflect until you are hit by a ball. You then leave the bonus stage and carry on with the fighting. Flashing balls appear sometimes, and they have an unpredictable bounce, which changes each time the ball touches the ground. The number of flashing balls increases as you progress through the game. There are a variety of options that you can use regarding the sound in the game. You can have a continuous tune playing, just sound effects, both, or neither. Since the tune is not exactly the best piece of music that's ever been programmed, it's Rob Hubbard music, isn't it? You probably play the game with just sound effects. The spot effects don't vary much. There are a few effects that can be used. Oh, wait a minute. The spot effects don't vary much, but since you're the only beating your opponent to death with fists and feet, there are a few effects that can be used. The backdrops are nice and oriental in design, with good use of colour. The animation is probably the best for any combat game yet. Nice flowing moves from one position to another. The backflip in particular looks good. If you want another combat game, then this is the best. The graphics look good, and the wide variety of moves make the game challenging. Unfortunately, the ball dodging stage isn't very exciting, and after a few goes, you'll be spending most of the time on this stage rather than the more interesting combat stage. You can just exit the stage by not deflecting the ball, but a lot of points can be scored, and points are needed to progress through the dans. First day target score, 20,000 points. Second opinion, this is without the doubt the best martial arts game around, and I'm bored with it. 2 years ago it would have been state of the art, but today it's just run of the mill. 3 fighters at once and slick animation give it a boost, but it still won't hold you for long. Green screen view. The red and blue fighters do look similar, but you can still tell them apart. The verdict. Graphics, 84%. Smooth movement between positions. Colourful backdrops add to the game's look. Sonics, 58%. Spot effects are good. not the best tune I've heard. Grab factor 71%. 3 fighters at a time make it fun at first. Action offers little new to games that haven't gone before. Staying power 59%. The computer opponents get tougher as you get further. Ball dodging gets tedious after a while. AA rating 68%. One of the best combat games. Clapped out game concept. Oh, okay. Let's get started. Alright. What do we do? Alright. Off we go. Ooh. I think I've forgotten something here. Alright. Alright. Start. Alright, let's go. Ooh, back of the head. Ooh. Here we go. White wins, blue and red. Could do better. White is awarded 2,000 points as a time bonus. Back of the head again. Oh! White wins, red and blue. Could do better. White is awarded 1,000 points. It's time. Here goes the ball dodging bit. Hey, the ball started a bit slow. And the green one's a bit hard to see on the grey background. They do get faster. I seem to remember towards the end of the bonus stage, you got one really wild ball that just zooms in on you. Oh, not sure that was it though. Anyway, next stage. We've got another one in the back of the head. White wins, blue and red. Could do better. Oh, jeez. Oh. wins, white stays in. Come on, red. Blue is awarded 300 points as a time bonus. Deflect balls for 100 points each. Go! Too late. Oh, we got 3,000. Oh, jeez. Gotcha. There we go. Come back. White wins. Blue and red could do better. White is awarded 1,300 points as a time bonus. Oh, headbutt. Headbutt too, you know. No. Oh, got them both. White wins. Blue and red could do better. Deflect balls. 400 points. Oh no, we've got the bouncing ones again. We've got the stupid flashing bouncing balls now. Oh jeez, I missed that. Oh well. Whatever. That's quick. White wins. Red and blue could do better. White is awarded 2,300 points as a time bonus. Oh. Uh-oh. Blue wins, white stays in. Come on, red. Blue is awarded 1,000 points as a time bonus. There you go, more balls. stay in. Blue wins, white stays in. Come on, red. Blue's awarded 800 points. Here's a time bonus. Ow. 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 Uh-oh. Oh. Blue wins, red stays in, white is out. Match over. White has achieved Hall of Fame entry status. Brown belt. Yeah. Could have gone better, I guess. Yeah, that's International Karate Plus. See, a lot more fun than the previous one was. Alright, we'll move on. We know what this is. Alright. Use escape key to go into pause mode. Alright. Right. Next game. This game is Deflektor with Vortex and Gremlin. $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc. Joystick or keys. Vortex are famous for games like Highway Encounter and Alien Highway, both programmed by Costa Panay. So this latest venture into the world of laser optics was loaded with much interest, particularly since this is the first Vortex title since they linked up with Gremlin. The object of the game couldn't be simpler. All you have to do is destroy all the cells dotted around the screen with a laser, and then line the beam up on a receiver. The screens are made up of a mass of mirrors and obstacles that you have to guide the laser around, using a cursor to alter the position of mirrors that deflect the beam. Completing the objective is made more difficult because of the various objects and their positioning on the screen. Cells are sometimes in what look to be inaccessible places, and they are the gremlins that wander around getting on your nerves by moving your carefully positioned mirrors. On the screen, there is a playing area and a status panel. The playing area shows the position of your cursor, the laser beam, and all the objects that make up the level. The status panel shows the level, number of lives, laser energy, overload, and score. You have 3 lives to complete each screen with, and so you always get 3 chances at each level, even if you completed the previous one on your last life. The laser energy is used up as time passes, and if this runs out, you lose a life. If the beam is too long, it hits a mine, or is reflected back along the path into the laser source, then an overload situation occurs. When the overload meter is filled, you lose a life. If you move the beam in time, the overload will fall gradually back to 0. There are several types of objects that affect the beam in different ways: reflectors, refractors, mirrors, absorbers, polarizers, and fiber optics. There are 2 types of mirrors, rotating and stationary. The stationary mirrors can have their angle turned through 360 degrees, and the rotating mirror sends the beam out in a lighthouse fashion. The rotating mirror can be stopped or rotated faster if necessary. Reflectors make up walls on screen and have similar properties to mirrors, but they can't be moved. The beam is sent in different directions when it hits a refractor, and often this is the only way to get some of the cells. If the beam strikes an absorber, it stops there, naturally enough. There are 2 types of polarizers, reflectors and absorbers. Both rotate continuously and allow the beam to pass through when the polarizer is lined up correctly. The reflecting polarizer bounces the beam off in the same way as the mirror when it can't pass through, and the absorber stops the beam like the absorbing blocks. Pairs of fiber optics appear on the screens, and when the beam enters one, it leaves through the other, travelling in the same direction as it entered the first. 2 other things appear on the screen, and neither is any good for you. Gremlins and mines. Gremlins are interfering little busybodies who wander around the screen, turning mirrors around and generally being a nuisance. Just when you got a long, complicated route set up, a gremlin will come along and move a mirror, possibly causing a fatal catastrophe. You can temporarily destroy them by moving the cursor over them and firing. Mines, on the other hand, don't move, but are more deadly because if the laser hits them, it overloads very quickly. Initially, the game seems easy, but the time limit soon becomes a serious problem with cells still on screen and the laser power diminishing rapidly. Higher levels have more complex arrangements of objects, and gremlins appear in higher numbers. There is a demo mode that shows you all 60 levels, and some of them are very mean indeed. A practice mode lets you try 3 levels with no chance of overload, and a much longer time to complete the level. Sound is simple and limited, but it's good enough when a great tune plays on the title screen or during the intermission. The graphics are easily recognisable and colourful, the sort that you'd expect from Costa. Colour is not used much, with only a few colours on screen at any one time. The overall impression is a little dull, since the backgrounds are generally black. Frustrating and addictive are 2 words that come to mind with this game. It's frustrating when you run out of time with the beam just one turn away from the receiver, and addictive because you'll be sure that you can do it next time. It may not appeal to everyone, but it's definitely worth a look at, and it's even vaguely educational with it teaching you the principles of optics. First air target score, complete 10 levels. Second opinion. It's great to see that Vortex and Costa Panay have lost none of their flair and originality since teaming up with Gremlin. The game is a superb test of fast, logical thought. There's the same sort of mental difficulties attached as planning a series of moves in a chess game. However, unlike chess, the results are immediate and spectacular. The levels do get a bit samey, but the addiction doesn't stop. You'll end up like the features in the game, totally absorbed, with your vision polarised on the screen. Green screen view. It's duller, but just as playable. The verdict. Graphics 76%. Clear and easily recognisable graphics. And not that much colour. Sonic 64%. Great title tune. Grab factor 93%. You'll just have to complete one more level. Masterfully absorbing need for fast, strategic thought. Staying power 88%. 60 levels will keep you going for a long time. Problems get more and more difficult as you progress. AA rating 90%. An original concept, wonderfully implemented. Okay. Let's start playing. Off we go. Oh, this is one of those. Deflektor, written by Costa Panay. 987 Vortex software. Deflektor, written by Costa Panay. Music by Ben Daglish. Correct 97 Vortex software. Oh, might as well get started. Yeah, let's go. Do it later. Okay. How do I get that one? Like that. Like that. That's first level of 60 done. Alright. Alright. Yeah, go in, go in. Like that. Level 4. Boom, boom. Huh. Come here. Thank you. Do that. How do I get this one? How do we get this last one? Oh, got that. It's gonna be lucky. Alright. Don't stand there long. Wee. Come on. Also got one to go here. Right. With 3 gremlins now. Oh, 4. Come on, come here. Hey, keep back. Stop that. Right. Stage 10. Oh, whoops. Too much overload. Oh. Well. Are you little... Well. Yeah. Somewhere between bad and so-so. Stupid little gremlins. It's got the demo. Shows all the stages. It's all 60 levels. stage, nothing but refractors. That'd be fun. That'd be... We got to stage 10. Close enough. Alright, we'll move on. Next game. Probably will be here for ages playing this. Alright. Next game is Dexter II by Infogrames. $9.95 set, $14.95 disc, joystick keys. Dexter was the master game back in issue 8, and the sequel has made it across the channel. Dexter the android has a new mission on the planet of Kef, and his Podocephalus friend Scooter has again joined him. Kef is inhabited by two races, the Stiffians and the Swappies, who had until recently been on good terms. Amongst the Stiffians, a new religious sect has developed, and things have begun to deteriorate, and the Swappies being the first victims. The sect is centered around a mysterious building called Antennae, and your task is to discover its secret. Entry into Antennae is through a secret passage that is known only to the Swappies. Since you are a stranger in their world, they have little confidence in your abilities to solve the mystery, and so they have decided to test you before they'll let you into Antennae. 3 tasks have been set for you, one in each of the 3 buildings. A plaque on the wall of the building tells you what the task is, and then all you have to do is complete it. The 3 tasks can be done in any order, so you can work out how to do each of them before going on to the whole game. In Dexter, you wandered around a 3D isometric complex, solving problems and using the various objects littered about. The same style of game has been used, but there are some differences. The one that stands out most is the way that everyone on Kef can move from location to location. Most of the games of this type restrict characters to one room, and this is the first one that I know of where that restriction does not apply. Many objects that you find can be picked up, dropped, or thrown. Ooh, how do you throw? Some of the heavier objects look like bookcases and cables can't be carried, but they can be moved around. This often lets you reach a doorway or something else that you may need. Don't jump on everything that you see, because swivel chairs send you spinning to the floor, and your batteries take a power loss. Run out of energy and you're doomed. Fortunately, you can recharge your batteries by plugging yourself into the main supply. As you do. In Dexter, Scooter was little more than a pest, only being useful occasionally. In the sequel, however, he is more helpful. If you whistle him, then he will make his way towards you, and you can tell him what object to go fetch. Ever willing to please, he hops off and will eventually turn up with the object balanced delicately on his head, and then drop it at your feet. There are basically 3 sorts of being on the planet: animals, Swappies, and Stiffians. The animals and Stiffians drain your energy when you come into contact with them. The Swappies, on the other hand, are more friendly. They enjoy conversing with you, and if you have an object with you, they will trade the item that they're carrying for one that you have. One object that you'll find useful is the mousetrap that kills off all animal life when it steps on the trap. Dynamite can also be thrown to blow up all robots and animals in the vicinity. A laser gun can be used to kill too if you have it with you. Once all 3 tasks are completed, you will be led into Antennae, where the final stage of your mission lies. Discover the secret of the building, and you can return home a hero with the knowledge of a job well done. No tune plays through during the game, but there is a great tune before you begin your mission. The sound effects are good, and the whistle for Scooter is nicely done. The graphics are very similar to those found in the original, with the improvements being that you can see a short way into the adjacent locations. Colour is used very well, with a lot of detail used in the graphics. The graphics get a little confused sometimes when you pass behind the scenery. Cassette and disc versions of the game are slightly different, with the disc game being a little larger. The extra space on disc has been used to add a few more rooms and sprites. The cassette version plays just as well. The gameplay has been improved with Scooter being much more use. Comparison with the original is inevitable, and you can do that for yourself because you get Dexter supplied free with the game. You'll spend many long hours puzzling away at this one, and it will be a be time well spent. First day target score, complete one of 3 tasks. The verdict, graphics 93%. Actually, we must have a second opinion here, don't we? Here we go. Second opinion. The original game was a big step for 3D arcade adventures. The sequel isn't as innovative, but it's still full of the sort of special touches that made the original so enjoyable. The graphics are exceptional again. Why can't more software houses manage this sort of quality? This one is really going to keep you busy for a long time. It's a tough game to crack, but it's so easy to get started, explore, and perform some of the more basic tasks. Super stuff. Green screen view. It doesn't look half as good in green, but it's playable. Alright, the verdict. Graphics 93%, nicely animated, and very colourful sprites. Detailed, colourful backgrounds. Sonic 71%, jolly title tune. The spot effects are good too. Grab factor 86%. Puzzle solvers will find a lot to like. The feeling of getting nowhere fast that may put some people off. Staying power 89%. 3 missions to solve and then onto Antilles. For lots of variety and surprises to keep you interested. AA rating 88%. Excellent value because you get the original as well. Yeah. First, I'm going to look up the controls. I just want to be sure these. I didn't know you could throw. Let's see. See. Dexter II. English. Yeah, you've got English instructions for a change. Dexter II. Atari ST, Amstrad CPC disc, and Amstrad CPC cassette. Oh no, there's a female scooter. Ah. See if I can show this up here. Did I not? I never changed the thing, did I? Oh. There we go. 88%. Now let's see if we can. Uh, there we go. There you go. Here's your female scooter. Look at that. Oh no, it's got a whole story even. There's a whole novel in the damn thing too. Instructions. Okay, game keys. Move, joystick or arrow keys. Jump, fire or copy. Take a spacebar. D to drop. T to throw. P to pull. There you got a pull. R to cool scooter. Laser is return if laser pistol in pocket. Delete to pause. Quick to escape. Alright, straightforward enough. Okay. Should show the first page too. Here you go, here's your first page. Alright. Set up the game here. Okay. Off we go. Get Dexter II. Boimp. Alright, let's go. Okay. Yeah, it's out the way. Out of the way, Scooter. Help me, Scooter. Help me. Oh, okay, never mind. Let's go for the door. That's a mouse trap. What's one of these? So these are the stoppies, obviously. Me. Do you want anything? Want sandwich? I assume this is sandwich. I don't know. What are our origins? Okay, this is what we've got to figure out or something, is it? How? Who knows? Oh. He stole it. He just stole that mousetrap. Look here. It's a cave. What was a cave for? Wrong button. Yeah. Okay, let's head into this cave. What's in here? Oh, geez, what are those things? I'm sure they're probably deadly. Nothing to that side. Okay. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, Jesus, Ricky. Doesn't kill that, huh? Bandit. I'll try again. Start a different location. Oh, I think fell out of the tree. Ow, bonk. Right on the head. Out of the way, Scooter. Come on. Got him. Dead. This is the place where we started before. Looks like it. Can. What are our origins? Yeah, this is the same place we were. Got a watering can for no particular reason. What are you sitting in the corner? It's nothing. Let's go this way. Come on, Scooter. You can do it. Oh, never mind. Oh, it's... Oh, no. Oh, jeez. It's a mouse trap. Will this kill you? Yep, it does. Yeah, missed it. Missed me that time. Come on, Scooter. Come on. Do you want this? I assume it's a coconut? I don't know. Get out of the way. Oh, he's off. He's leaving. What's a twig? Is that what he's got? I don't know. It's one of the two. No, I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, he's dead. Mushroom kills those things, huh? What's this thing? No idea. Does this say something? The big book tells how the great Swappy guided his people on Kef. The big book. He's got a fine seed big book. Oh, okay, you just swap items with him. Okay. Out of the way. Come on, out of the way, Scooter. Come on. That way. Do you have something of interest? Come here. Come on, come here, come here. Ah, just a bass trap. Oh no, he's got a female scooter. Oh no. Look, he's after her. Oh, he's excited. Come here. Come here. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what this does. These are here for something, I guess. I don't know. Ah. Yeah. Ah, jeez. Ah! No, get away from me. Ah. Hmm. Um. Well, I can hear the cats. But I have to probably kill myself right now, so deal with that. Yeah, you'll do. Yeah. Anyway. Right, I'll be back in a moment. Deal with the cat. Wants attention or something. Back in a bit. Okay, back. Let's get back to the magazine. Sure, I'll figure this out quickly. Yeah. Remember to click the right button this time. Right. Next game. Next game is Colossus Mahjong. A CDS, $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc, joystick or keys. CDS are well known for games like Colossus Bridge 4 and Colossus Chess 4, which are challenging computer opponents. Now they have turned their hand to the Oriental tile game. Included with the game is a tutor program and a detailed manual to help you learn the basics of the game. The game is played with 144 tiles, which come in several types: bamboos, characters, circles, winds, dragons, flowers, and seasons. Bamboos, characters, and circles are like the suits and cards and are numbered from 1 to 9. The wind tiles represent the north, south, east, and west winds, and the 3 dragons are red, green, and white. There are 4 of each of these tiles. There are also 4 flowers and 4 seasons, but each is different. The seasons being the 4 seasons of the year, and the flowers corresponding to each season. Each player is known as one of the 4 winds, much as in Bridge. At the start of play, a wall is built using the tiles and each wind is dealt 13 tiles from it, with the exception of the east wind, which is dealt an extra tile. The aim of the game is to get rid of all the tiles in your hand by forming sets or runs with the tiles. This is known as going Mahjong. East starts the game by discarding a tile from his hand. Any other player can claim the discard, providing it enables him to form either a pung, kong, or chow. Chow, it says. Okay. A pung is a set of 3 identical tiles, a kong is a set of 4, and a chow is a run of 3 tiles in the same suit. If the tile is not claimed, then it is placed on the discard pile in the centre of the screen. Play cycles in an anti-clockwise direction until all of the tiles have been removed from the wall, a washout. Or someone declares Mahjong. If a player only needs 1 tile to go Mahjong, then he is said to be fishing. To go Mahjong, you must have 4 sets and declare Mahjong with a pair. Only 1 chow is allowed in your hand. Okay. Points are scored after each hand unless there's a washout, and when nobody scores, and they are added to your cumulative score. If the east wind wins, then he remains as the east wind for the next hand. But if any other wind is victorious, then the winds cycle one place anti-clockwise. Play continues until each player has been the east wind 4 times. A complete game of Mahjong can take a long time to play, and so a shortened version can be played. Other than the selection of which tile to play, the program has several options that you can use in your turn. Dead tiles allows you to have the discard pile visible or hidden, and the latter makes it for a harder game because you have to remember what's been discarded. The expert mode removes flower and season tiles from the game, which eliminates much of the luck element from the scoring. A hint indicates which tile the computer thinks you ought to play. Level changes the computer skill level. Peep shows you what tiles the opponents are holding. And wait just how long you have to decide whether or not you wanted to claim the discarded tiles. A new hand option starts a new hand without changing the wind of the round. A hand can also be replayed completely, or you can just replay the last discard. You can quit the game, but it would be better if you were asked to confirm that you want to quit, rather than just doing it. Some of the options allow you to cheat, so you have to resist the urge to use them if you want a fair game. Sound is very limited, with the only effect being a standard beep. The tiles look very pretty, and that's all you get as far as graphics go. The rest of the display is just text. Not having played Mahjong before, it didn't seem to matter really. At first it seems confusing, but after a few hands you begin to understand what is going on and get into the swing of things. One feature that is lacking is a save game option. Some games don't convert very well to the micro, but this one does. Mahjong players should find the higher skill levels challenging, and newcomers to the game will learn as they go along. Second opinion. I've played Mahjong before, so it was easier for me to get to grips with the computer version. It's excellent for both the beginner and the more advanced player, automatically performing all the hard parts of the game, like the scoring and tile handling. You can only have 1 human player, but that's understandable because of the complexities of hiding players' hands from each other. It's nicely presented, using the tiles to their best effect, although the constant redrawing never gets wearing. You'll be playing this one for many years to come. Green screen view. No problems in green. The verdict. Graphics 54%. The tiles are colourful and well defined. And not much else as far as graphics go. Sonic 6%. Just a single beep. Grab factor 78%. Challenging and fun once you understand what's going on, but a little confusing at first. Staying power 87%. 9 skill levels will keep you occupied for a long time. A save game option is a serious omission. AA rating 82%. A good conversion of a game that should keep many people happy for years. Alright. Thankfully, I know how to play Mahjong. At least to some extent anyway. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, left and deals. We'll see you next week. Let's get on with some Mahjong. This, if I remember, is actually CPM based. It will boot into CPM. It's like that. Treat it as a separate program. But we don't need that. We don't need that. Colossus Mahjong. Beep beep. Beep beep. And it goes straight into demo mode. We can stop that, so should beep when at some point. We restart. Come on. Come on. You know you want to. Okay. Now we have control. We can restart. Beep beep. Beep beep. Starts with the same hand. I think there's a way to redeal, but yeah, this will do. Throw that one out. Up or down to discard. Up to discard the tile on the top. Down for the bottom. Hopefully I'll be dealt one of these with the dragon cards, or one of each. Then we can work from there. Redraw all the tiles again though. Six characters. Get rid of these. Of course. Just steal another one. Sure. Throw it out. I don't care. Ooh, good. Throw a 7 from here. We're throwing out the bamboos. Ooh. Okay. Throw this out. Throw out this 9. Then what, a 5? Come on, throw that out. Epitome of excitement here. Someone wants me to bamboos. Oh, got the winter. The winter tile. Ooh, we're getting somewhere here. Someone throw out a white dragon. Come on. Put it on north wind, huh? What did I get? 7. Okay. Throw that out. Someone else is probably sitting on a pair of white dragons, I'm sure. Everything but what I want. Another 9. Oh, jeez. Okay, we'll throw this one out then. Oh, well. Okay. um, yeah. Um, sure. Throw this out. Oh, West wins. Oh no. Jeez. West scores 80. North scores 14. East scores 6. Oh. Boo. South scores 4. Okay, West is in the lead. We are dead last. Let's just have one more hand. Oh, bamboo. Pair of 1s or pair of 2s. South wind. It's not going to be much help. Okay, what do we get? 6 of characters. That's not really a lot of use. We'll probably get a lot of them dealt to us anyway. You don't really need them. for that. Try this out. So I can't really. At least if I follow the usual rules I follow, to miss the Japanese rules. This might be different, I don't know. Don't really want to be stealing though at this point. Oh, Solid Snake, yeah, thanks for the raid. We're playing Mahjong here. All the exciting bit right now. Beep. Yeah, there's at least 2 Mahjong games I know of. We did one. It was reviewed several issues back, I think. And it's entirely text based. Hmm. Oh, here we go. That's something worthwhile. Okay, throw that out then. I know whatever I throw, it will be what I need later. It's always the way. Wish throw out the wrong thing. Should I? Yeah, why not? I don't know if this will stop me from winning or not. So we'll soon find out, I guess. Let me get rid of this then. Oh, beat me to it. Boo! I can take that though. Yeah, I guess I might have screwed it up. I don't know if I can steal that or not. It's not. Probably should have stuck with the bamboo. Yeah. Nope, wouldn't let me. Oh well. Yep, I guess I screwed that up. There's no more 4 dots left, I think. Sevens though. Must be sevens out there somewhere. Yeah. Southwind. Oh, bye. Oh, alright. Yeah, it won't let me. Yeah, I think I've screwed this up. Definitely. Oh, yeah. Doesn't let me do nothing. Yep, it's not letting me do nothing. So yeah, I'll screw this up. Definitely. Oof. If only. Actually, there's some special method of declaring Mahjong that I don't know. I think it would be automatic. let's start a new game here. New hand, something. Let's wait for this. Let's speed this up. Let's throw everything out. No one cares. There you go. Finally. Right, we'll do one more hand. Oh, look at all that. Oof. 232. 40. I scored 40. It's better than the last hand, I guess. It was 20. That scores 24, apparently. It was 22. Well, we're not last anymore. I suppose it's something. We'll do one last hand. See if we can like win or something. It'll be fun. The spring tile. Oh, it was still already. 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8. What? Well, it didn't work. Good. Take that. Alright. Okay. What do we get? East wind this time, huh? Okay. What do we get? Okay. Throw that out. Yeah, Easter's fishing already. It's not a good sign. Throw the one. Oh, he beat me to it. Oh. Okay. Well, in that case, we'll throw that out. What do we get? Only with one. Another 9, huh? Get rid of that 9. Again. Ooh. Mm. Don't really want a 7 either. Not anything in the character suit at all, really. Alright. What do we get? Here's the other 7. Last one. Not letting me steal anything. It's not helping. Yeah, this is going well. Okay, west. Back to us again. Oh. Okay. Nope. Mahjong. Here you go. We lose again. Look at all that. North scores 1,000. He scores 44. South scores 14. We scored terribly, didn't we? 4. Oh, yeah. Oh, we didn't end up last, though. This is something. Anyway, well, we'll leave it at that for now. We'll move on to the next game in the magazine. Well, we've still got time to do so. It's be the last game of the night, though. Oh. Next game is Outrun. This is going to be fun. So Outrun, US Gold, $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc, joystick or keys. If you walk into an arcade now, you'll probably see arcade machines with bits of car sticking out of them. Although it may look like someone is very bad at parking, it's in fact supposed to be like that. So you can feel all the movement of the car as you hurtle round bends and speed over hills. Fortunately, you don't get splattered all over the game screen when you crash. The question is, did the game convert well to the home micro? You're sitting in the driving seat of a Ferrari Testarossa with 5 stages of race to complete. There's a time limit to each stage, and failing to reach to checkpoint before time runs out ends the game. At the top of the screen is a status display which shows your score, lap time, speed, and time remaining. The rest of the display is taken up with a rear view of your car and a 3D scrolling representation of the stage through which you're travelling. Before the race begins, you can change the amount of traffic that will be on the roads from easy to very hard. Put your foot on the accelerator and you're off. Nothing can catch you now, with the exception of a small tortoise out for a stroll. The impression of speed in this game is so great that at first you think you're travelling at about 30 kilometers an hour. A quick glance at the speedometer will confirm that you're in fact travelling at 180 kilometers an hour. There are other cars on the road, and if you hit them, you come to a dead stop and slide across the road. I have no idea why you slide across the road, you just do. Hitting any other obstacle has the same effect. As the end of each stage approaches, you are given a choice of which route to take, the right or the left. This decision determines which data is loaded next out of the 15 files on the cassette or disc. Graphically, it's very disappointing, with slow scrolling and poor animation. The screen is colourful, but the objects are badly drawn. The sound is unbelievable. Your engine must be one of the quietest in existence, because it doesn't make a noise at all. The only sound is the beep of your tyres as you go around tight corners. The sound for the game is supplied in the form of the audio tape of the arcade soundtrack supplied in the box. As far as arcade conversions go, this is probably one of the worst ever. Every good point that it had the arcade has been destroyed by bad programming. 8-bit computers just can't handle this type of game in the same way that the arcade machines can, and anyone expecting the excitement of the arcades will be sorely disappointed. Second opinion. This really is dreadful. There are better racing games that are 2 years old. There's no feeling of speed at all, and no chance of getting the adrenaline rush that the arcade provides. The sound is awful, the tape soundtrack is good, but it's a poor excuse for shoddy programming. The multi-load is annoying because it interrupts the flow of the action. My only hope is that the profits from this one get ploughed back into producing some decent software. Green screen view. There's no problem seeing the game in green. Your first day target score, complete 3 stages. Good luck. The verdict, graphics 58%. The car looks good. Lousy scrolling, badly drawn obstacles. Sonics 5%. Absolutely terrible, tape soundtracks don't count. Grab factor 36%. No sensation of speed at all. Not even a decent crash. Staying power 42%. There are many combinations of routes. There isn't enough variety to keep you going. A rating 37%. A very disappointing conversion indeed. Alright. Now let's play the game. Alright. We're not cheating. Outrun. Start. We do get music here. Alright, let's go. Traffic. We'll stick with easy because we won't suck at this. Controls. Joystick. Any other gears, space, we fire. Yeah. So what kind of default keyboard controls are those? WSOP. Oh, whatever. Stick with joystick. Alright. Outrun. We've got to load the level. Hopefully discs are not slow. Yeah, not much sound here. There you go. That's what telescreen sounds like. Oh. I'll try to stay on the road. A very green road. This car must be electric. There's no sound at all. We just change it in my lane. That's fine. Yeah, get out of my way. Oh, stop to the side. Just stops. And also you just move off to the left. That's how that works. Sort of weird mechanics. It's stop dead and then shunts you off to the side for no apparent reason. Okay, so our first checkpoint coming up. And we stop to load the next stage. Okay. Off we go. Trucks now. Yeah. Yeah. Shift for the truck. And that truck. Whoa, off the road we go. Go. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep. Sure, this is exactly what tire screeching is supposed to sound like. Oh, checkpoint. Load another stage. Go. Oh, off to the side we go again. Oh boy, this looks like fun. Slow right down. That's how you do this. Oh. This feels a lot like 250 miles an hour, kilometers an hour, I'm sure. So that's exactly what it's like. Oh, 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 stop. Time to stop again. Oh, jeez. You know, so there's an indication of which gear you're in. It helped to know. Well, how am I supposed to get through these here? 3 in a row here. How are you supposed to get through that? Oh, chop to the side, because, of course. Oh. Oh, I think we're failing this stage. Ten seconds to go. Yeah, time out. Best outrunners. Yeah. Oh, no wraparound.